How England's best goal scorer won his biggest title. Harry Kane grew up as a predator in front of goal, right from his early academy days. But at the age of 20, he was on the verge of calling it quits, having been given absolutely no chance to prove himself at Tottenham. But then, by 2023, he had become the ultimate goal scorer for his country, although he is still considered a serial flop, never having won a single trophy in his career. But those are just the facts on paper, because Harry Kane has achieved so much more than just silverware. So, how did he do it? How did he go from almost leaving the pitch forever to winning the biggest title of his career? This is the full story of Harry Kane. Harry Kane was born on the 28th of July 1993 in Walthamstow, London. Little Harry was football mad from the start, dreaming of playing for his local club, Tottenham Hotspur. But here's the twist: Spurs didn't initially see him as the next big thing. Not at all. In fact, Kane's early years in the game were more of a roller coaster than a smooth ride to the top. Yes, he wasn't fortunate enough to be with his favorite team from the outset, so it's safe to say he endured a lot in his early years, which is hard to imagine given the case with which he scores his goals these days. But let's leave that for later. In fact, his first real experience of a big club was Arsenal. Yes, you heard that right. Kane signed for Tottenham's bitter rivals in 2001, but was released just 9 months later for being a bit chubby and not very athletic. Kane then had a few brief spells elsewhere, with small local clubs, determined to prove them wrong. Little did anyone know, however, that this chubby kid was about to redefine what it meant to be a genuine goal scorer. As Kane came through Tottenham's youth ranks, starting in 2004 at the age of 11, his path wasn't lined with golden opportunities. Instead, he was sent out on loan to the lower echelons of the English football pyramid, to the likes of Leyton Orient, Millwall, Norwich City, and Leicester, where he quietly honed his craft, getting battered by defenders and learning the hard way. These loans weren't glamorous, but they shaped him. Still, Spurs weren't quite ready to hand him the keys to their attack. At one point, Kane's appearance had completely changed, and he no longer looked like that little 8-year-old boy with the big cheeks. His physique had developed into a big, strong striker who could withstand the rigors of the lower leagues. Yet, he still had a long way to go to reach the staggering goal-scoring figures that would see him break the 30-goal mark year after year. Of Kane's 4 loan spells between 2010 and 2013, the most successful in terms of statistics was his time at Millwall. He scored 9 goals in 27 championship games, which doesn't sound too impressive, but the good thing was that 7 of those goals came in the last 14 match days, which proved crucial to Millwall's survival. He was the club's hero in the 2011-12 campaign, but that wasn't all. Kane also picked up the Young Player of the Season award. At a time like this, you would have thought that this was the all-important, much-needed step towards breaking into the Premier League. But no, he wasn't ready for the big time yet. Another long period of 2 years in which he had loan spells at Norwich and Leicester, and also a poor first season at Tottenham under Andre Villas-Boas. Yes, he finally broke through to the level he dreamed of, but in that 2013-14 season, he was largely on the bench and scored just 4 goals at White Hart Lane. But just as he was losing all hope of becoming the superstar he always wanted to be, Mauricio Pochettino arrived on the scene to save his career. At the start of the preseason before 2014-15, Spurs, with their new manager in charge, found themselves with a burning problem. They had a number of inconsistent or underperforming strikers, such as Roberto Soldado, Iago Falque, or Jermaine Defoe, and a 22-year-old boy called Harry Kane, who just needed the green light from the new coaching staff to reach his full potential. And, well, he finally got his chance and grabbed it with both hands. And feet, of course. His breakthrough came in the Europa League, where he scored a hat-trick against Asteras Tripoli, but it was his league form that caught the world's attention. Kane scored 21 goals that season, earning him the PFA Young Player of the Year award and cementing his place as Tottenham's go-to striker. 2 goals and an assist against Chelsea, 2 goals against Arsenal in the North London derby, a goal and an assist against Liverpool. Yes, he bagged 7 goal contributions against 3 of the best teams in the league back then, which saw a completely transformed Harry Kane at White Hart Lane. After his explosive 2014-15 campaign, however, the question on everyone's lips was, can he do it again? Was he just a one-season wonder, or was Tottenham's golden boy the real deal? Well, Kane answered that question loud and clear. I'm here to stay. In the summer of 2015, Spurs fans were hopeful and Kane was hungry. But early on, the goals weren't coming in as expected. Cue the critics sharpening their pens, ready to write him off as a fluke. Indeed, Kane did drop his standards in the first 2 months of the season, failing to score in any of the first 6 Premier League match days. But by its end, he scored 25 Premier League goals, won the Golden Boot, and proved to the world that he wasn't just Tottenham's best-kept secret. He was England's new goal machine. The kid from Walthamstow led Spurs to their highest Premier League finish in decades, finishing runners-up in 2016 and coming agonizingly close to the title. From there, Kane's rise has been meteoric. He quickly became Spurs' talisman, renowned for his deadly finishing, clever movement, incredible consistency, and something that would be unlocked in the years to come: his flawless chance creation, especially for his attacking partner, Heung-min Son. Season after season, Kane topped the scoring charts. He made it look almost too easy. So easy, in fact, that defenders were often unable to cope with his positioning and hunger in front of goal. His reputation was very, very high. Now, interrupting the story for a moment, where do you put Harry Kane among the top strikers of our generation? Alongside the likes of Lewandowski, Suarez, and Benzema, or a step below? And how about comparing him to some of the greats of the past, like Marco van Basten or Zlatan Ibrahimovic? Share with us down below. Now, let's get back to it. By 2017, Kane was scoring goals like they were going out of style. He scored a ridiculous 39 times in the calendar year, breaking Alan Shearer's long-standing record for most Premier League goals in a single year. It seemed there was no record Kane couldn't break, or at least no defender he couldn't embarrass. But Kane's story isn't just about scoring goals, it's also about loyalty. Now, in retrospect, many still question Kane's allegiance to Tottenham after he chose to take a different path. But rest assured, he will forever hold the Spurs deep in his heart. On the other hand, Tottenham had become a force under Mauricio Pochettino, challenging for titles, reaching the Champions League final, and looking like real contenders. Kane was at the heart of it all, while big clubs were circling like vultures. Kane remained loyal to the club that had finally given him his break. Tottenham was his home, and he was determined to bring them success. Kane was the driving force behind just about every final Spurs qualified for, but he always remained in the shadows, failing to deliver on the biggest stage. That's been the case in every truly great moment of Kane's career. The 2018 World Cup, when he didn't square to Sterling in the most sublime moment of the semis. The 2019 Champions League final, the 2020 Euro final, the missed penalty against France at the 2022 World Cup, and most recently, the 2024 Euro final, when he sensationally touched the ball just 13 times the whole game. Yes, Kane, who led England in each of those tournaments with the captain's armband, was the undisputed star of his team, but perhaps it was his teammates who failed to live up to the high expectations. That may be more the case in 2018 and 2021, when the team was still young and inexperienced. In 2022 and 2024, on the other hand, a new generation of superstars such as Jude Bellingham, Phil Foden, Trent Alexander-Arnold, John Stones, Bukayo Saka, and others were at the peak of their powers, but England again failed to deliver. Now, on to the main topic. After the heartbreaks of 2018, 2019, and 2021, Harry Kane's hunger for silverware only intensified. But as the seasons wore on, it became painfully clear that despite Kane's brilliance, Tottenham's trophy curse simply couldn't be overcome when it came to winning major trophies. Now a top 5 striker in the world, Kane was still chasing that elusive piece of silverware that would define his career. Thus, the summer of 2021 was marked by another highlight in his career: the failed move to Man City. The citizens were prepared to make Kane the highest paid player in the league, but that wasn't even the most important thing for Kane. He was finally about to win the titles he had always deserved. But Harry stuck to his guns, and despite massive speculation and a late return to preseason, Kane stayed at Tottenham. Spurs fans breathed a sigh of relief, and although the season didn't bring the glory that Kane craved, his commitment to the club was undeniable. He continued to score goals, surpassing legendary marks such as Jimmy Greaves' all-time Tottenham scoring record. Soon after, he became England's all-time leading scorer, a huge achievement given his undeniable talent. But then came the summer of 2023, when something simply changed. Perhaps, at some point before that, the thought had crept into Kane's mind that he needed to leave a legacy. goals weren't enough to make him the man he wanted to be remembered as. With the arrival of Ange Postecoglou, Kane probably saw him as a manager who would make it even harder for him to win trophies. It was time for a new challenge. Enter Bayern Munich. In August 2023, Kane made the difficult decision to leave North London for Bavaria, joining the German giants in search of the one thing that had eluded him for so long, a major trophy. But then came the twist. After winning a title every season for more than a decade, Bayern Munich finished the 2023-24 season trophyless, the very season Kane arrived at the Allianz Arena. And if you're wondering what the biggest title of Kane's career is, hear us out. Kane will eventually win a trophy. That should be clear to everyone, especially when we're talking about a giant like Bayern Munich. But that doesn't make him any more special, nor does it make the fans think any more highly of him. All for the simple reason that he has always been loved by the footballing community. Yes, he's often mocked for his English or the lack of silverware in his trophy case. But overall, he has long enjoyed the respect of the people. No matter which team they're on, he has never shown disrespect to any opponent, never acted arrogantly, simply because Harry Kane is a classy footballer who commands respect wherever he plays, for whatever club, in whatever stadium. He is the quiet warrior who gives his all for his teams, as evidenced by his presence at the top of the all-time scoring charts for his beloved Tottenham and England. So, what is your opinion? Do you think Harry Kane will leave a great legacy even without a trophy to his name, even in the best possible place to do so? Share your thoughts in the comments section below. Also, give us your support by clicking the like and subscribe buttons if you enjoyed that one. You can also access some of the most recent uploads that you can see on your screen right now. Catch you in the next one, and bye-bye.